Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden, February. This month derives its name from the word februare, to purify, and from Februa, the Roman festival of expiation, which was celebrated through the latter part of this month. In ordinary years, there are 28 days in February, but in leap year 29. Feast days, etc. February 2nd, Candlemas Day. February 14th, St. Valentine. February 24th, St. Matthias. And here are some phrases and sayings. February fill dyke, be it black or be it white. All the months of the year, curse a fair Februar. If Candlemas Day be fair and bright, winter will have another flight. But if Candlemas Day be clouds and rain, winter is gone and will not come again. If February bring no rain, 'tis neither good for grass nor grain. If February, if thou hearest thunder, thou shalt see a summer wonder. 1 month is past, another is begun, since merry bells rang out the dying year, and buds of rarest green began to peer, as if impatient for a warmer sun. And though the distant hills are bleak and dun, the virgin snowdrops like a lament fire pierces the cold earth with its green-streaked spire, and in dark woods the wandering little one may find a primrose. February 1st, 1842, Hartley Coleridge. Fair Maids of February. February 1st, dull day with slight drizzle of rain in the morning, but bright and mild in the afternoon. Candlemas Day, wild and stormy. 3. It says in today's chronicle that at Dover, a blackbird's nest with 2 eggs has been found. At Edenbridge, a hedge sparrow's with 4 eggs, and at Elmstead, a robin's with 5 eggs. 7th. Picked some dog's mercury in flower. This is the first to blossom of all the wild herbaceous plants, daisies and groundsel excepted. 8th. There was a thunderstorm today with showers of rain, hail, and sleet. 9th. Snowstorm in the night. This morning we looked out on a white landscape. This is the first deep snow we have had this winter. I swept a space free on the lawn and strewed it with bread and rice. Crowds of birds came. I counted 8 tits at one time on the coconut and the tripod of sticks supporting it. There were some terrible battles among the tits this morning. One tiny blue cap took possession of the coconut, sitting down in the middle of it and bidding defiance to all the others. It was very funny to see him squatting in the shell, sparring and hissing at a great tit who came at him with open wings and beak. There was a partial eclipse of the moon visible this morning at 5:57 a.m. At 8 o'clock in the evening, there was a beautiful rainbow-colored halo around the moon, unusually bright and distinct. 10th. Rain and wind from the southwest, rapid thaw. 12th. I visited the violet wood again today. The lords and ladies are quite up above the ground now, and the violet roots are sending up little green trumpets of new leaves. The ground in the wood is covered with tiny seedlings of the moschatel. I gathered some gorse blossoms on my way home. The elm trees are just breaking into blossom, and the willows are showing their downy white catkins, very small as yet. 13th. Snowing all day. 14th. St. Valentine's Day, sharp frost and bright sunshine. Unfolding leaves of wild arum or cuckoo pint, Arum maculatum, willow catkins. Dog's mercury, Mercurialis perennis. Common gorse or whin, Ulex europaeus. Mountain gorses, ever golden, cankered not the whole year long. You do teach us to be strong, however pricked and holden. You're like your thorny blooms, and so trodden on by rain and snow, up the hillside of this life as bleak as where ye grow. Mountain blossoms, shining blossoms, do ye teach us to be glad, when no summer can be had, blooming in our inward bosoms. Ye whom God preserveth still, set as lights upon a hill, tokens to the wintry earth that beauty liveth still. Mountain gorses, do ye teach us, from that academic chair, canopied with azure air, that the wisest word man reaches is the humblest he can speak? Ye who live on mountain peak, yet live how low along the ground, beside the grasses meek. Mountain gorses, since Linnaeus knelt beside you on the sod, for your beauty thanking God, for your teaching you should see us, bowing in prostration now. Whence arisen, if one or two drops be on our cheeks, O world, they are not tears but dew. E.B. Browning. February 15th. Walking home from Solihull this afternoon, I noticed a number of gnats dancing in the bright sunshine, and I saw 2 little shrew mice in different places on the bank, who darted quickly into their holes directly they saw me. 16th. Heard the lark singing for the first time this year. 24th. Cycled to Packwood through Solihull and Bentley Heath. I passed a rookery on the way. The rooks were all very busy building up their old nests, and a great deal of chatter they made over it. I saw a little robin gathering materials for its nest at one place on the bank, and further on a thrush with a beak full of long straws. Everywhere the branches of the willow bushes were tipped with downy white balls, and the alder catkins were shewing very red. In the garden of Packwood Hall and adjoining the churchyard, the borders were full of large clumps of single snowdrops. I brought away a great bunch. The farmer living there brought out a little lamb to show me, one of the family of 3 born that morning. I held it in my arms, and it seemed quite fearless, poking its little black head up into my face. Rode home 7 miles in a storm of sleet and snow. 27th. Shrove Tuesday. 28th, Ash Wednesday. We have had more winter weather this February than any other month this winter. The Erd shrew or shrew mouse inhabits subterranean tunnels which it excavates in the soil. It feeds upon insects and worms, and its long, flexible nose is a great aid to it in its search after food. The shrew is very impatient of hunger and cannot endure a protracted fast. It is suggested that the many dead shrews which are found in the autumn in the country roads and the footpaths owe their deaths to starvation, the worms having descended too deeply into the ground for them to follow, and the insects having concealed themselves in their winter hiding places. The reason that their dead bodies are not carried off for food by weasels, owls, etc. probably exists in the strong odor which exhales from the shrew. In country districts, a superstitious fear and hatred was formerly entertained against this petty and harmless little animal. To a mouse. We sleekit cowrin timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needn't start away so hasty with bickering brattle. I wad be laith to rin and chase thee with murdenin paddle. I doubt na whiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou maun live? A daemon ichor in a thrave is a small request. I'll get a blessing with the lave and never missed. Thou saw the fields lay bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cozy there beneath the blast. Thought to dwell till crash, the cruel coulter passed out through thy cell. But mousie, thou art know thy lane, improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang after gley, and leave us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. I'm truly sorrow I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. Thy wee bit housie too in ruin, its silly was the winds are strewin', and nothing now to big a new un, a foggage green, a bleak December's winds ensuin', both smell and keen. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee many a weary nibble. Thou's turned out for thy trouble, but house or hold to thole the winter's sleety dribble and cramrock cuddle. Still thou art blessed compared with me, the present only toucheth thee, but out I backward cast my eye on prospects dreary, and forward though I cannot see, I guess and fear. Robert Burns. Now the north wind ceases, the warm south west awakes, the heavens are out in fleeces, and earth's green banner shakes. Guy Meredith. Catkins of aspen, Populus tremula, purple willow, Salix purpes, goat willow or round-leaved sallow, Salix caprea, alder, Alnus glutinosa. And we'll do March in the next video. Please join me.